this time, if you are moving around the Speedway grounds, we ask that you pause with us, and those of you seated in the grandstand areas, please rise for our opening ceremonies, which will include an invocation from Vaughn and Pam Neal of the New Stanton United Methodist Church and a live performance of our national anthem from Melissa Grimm. At this time, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps, and we turn things over to the Neal family and Melissa Grimm.
If we would bow our heads for a moment of prayer, please. Dear Lord, we thank you for the beautiful day and for the time we get to spend enjoying ourselves and the time we get to spend with our friends and our family. We'd like to ask you for a little bit of rain, but we'd like you to wait until the race is over. We thank you for this wonderful country we live in. We thank you for our brave men fighting overseas to protect us and to protect our nation. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you very much to Melissa Grimm and the Neal family from the New Stanton United Methodist Church joining us for opening ceremonies tonight. Are you folks ready to go NASCAR racing? Five-time winner this year, Richard Mitchell. Outside of him, the 60, the Benz Motorsports entry of Napa 100 winner Gary Wiltrout from Somerset. There's the green flag. Bobby Henry in car number 11 leading the four-car field. 4 laps the distance, money only on the line, an opportunity for you to see our top division of race cars participate in one extra event, as this Top Dog Challenge was invented in 2005. Of the drivers on the Speedway right now, Richard Mitchell, the only one who has not won a Top Dog Challenge. Henry, Miller, and Wiltrout have all been victorious in the 4-lap dash for cash, and Mitchell's challenging for his first in turn number 3 and now turn 4, racing wheel-to-wheel Richard Mitchell and Bobby Henry. Nearly a dead heat at the scoring line. Working lap number 2, Henry in car 11 to the top of the racetrack. Ford Thunderbird, Ford Taurus we should say, sponsored by Megan Ford, Stone & Company, and Lint Flooring. The inside, the Howard Concrete Products. Chevrolet of Richard Mitchell takes the lead. Now Rick Miller just as quickly challenging for second. Brewston Mills, West Virginia, Richard Mitchell out in front. Leading feature winner this season, Rick Miller, the 6-time victor, taking second position away from Bobby Henry. And coming to the finish line to win his first Top Dog Challenge of the season, Richard Mitchell in car 22. It's George P. Nicola in 97. Tom Franks drives the 6. John Probanich the 11. Ben Easler in car 7 as we're green and racing. 8 laps the distance for the Smale Pontiac GMC Open Wheel Modifieds Mike Bacalon, former champion of the division and 2-time feature winner this year. Battling for the lead with Bo Glemba, who got his career first victory earlier in 2005. Behind them, Bob Shipp, the division rookie in 04, holds off the current points leader. Modified feature race tonight will be 20 laps in distance as we see a move from third challenging Adam Kostelnik in car number 60, the defending champion. Moving to the inside of the driver who was the Charger Division champion last year, Bob Shipp, a modified rookie in the 04. Shipp will now be shuffled back to 4th as Kostelnik moves into 3rd, and George P. Nicola is right there in the 97 to challenge the 04 of Bob Shipp. Shipp's first modified car was destroyed in an airborne crash on the back straight several weeks ago. This new number 04 car only about 3 weeks old, but Shipp has won a pair of preliminary heat races this season as a modified rookie. He's close enough to reach out and tag the rear of the points leader, Kostelnik in the 60 with George P. Nicola right behind him in 5th. Up front, it's Mike Bacalon in the Froggy 98.3 machine. Bacalon so far this season, 2 feature wins and 3 heat race victories. The crossed flags at the scoring line indicate halfway through this first preliminary heat race for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. Mike Bacalon with a big lead now as a battle develops for 2nd. Bo Glemba in car number 99, 2 times a heat race winner this season. Adam Kostelnik, 9 times a heat race winner in car 60, battling for the 2nd position. Glemba with 1 feature victory. Kostelnik, the division leader, with 6 feature wins in car number 60. This is the battle for 2nd. Glemba in the 99, Kostelnik in 60, and the 04 of Shipp. Mike Bacalon continues to lead. This time 2 laps remaining as the challenge for the 2nd position intensifies. Adam Kostelnik looking to the bottom and now pulling wheel to wheel with Bo Glemba. Defending champion Kostelnik moves into the 2nd spot. Glemba now in jeopardy of losing 3rd to the rookie Bob Shipp in the 04. Very close and nearly making contact in turn 3. Battling for 3rd position. White flag waving indicates final lap for the leader, but all the action is back with the 04 of Shipp as we have a caution flag. Turn number 3. Tom Frank, the Ohio teenager in car number 6, brings out the caution flag with a spin. Does not look like the car made contact with anything. Tom Frank's just 16 years old and comes to us from outside the Cleveland, Ohio area. Start from 3rd, Bob Shipp 4th, George P. Nicola is 5th. Kostelnik dives to the inside in a bid for the lead. Bacalon is able to hold him off. They play bumper tag out of turn number 2, headed down the back straight. Because that last lap was not scored as a complete green flag lap, we'll go an extra one. The drivers will see the white flag again this time. Kostelnik right on the rear bumper of Bacalon. The battle for the heat race victory. Kostelnik has won 9 heat races. Bacalon has won 3 heat races. They're pulling away from Glemba and they're going to settle it as a 2-car fight headed into turn 3. Kostelnik switches to the outside lane, going wheel to wheel with Bacalon. He slips up just a bit and allows Glemba to close in a battle for 2nd. Mike Bacalon will win. Finishing 5th. Thomas. Set to go another 8 laps in the preliminary action for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds, and there's the green flag. Jim Nicola of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the 2001 and 2003 modified champion at MOTORDROME Speedway, leading Matt Panaya. Panaya in car number 32 has 1 heat race win this season and has been knocking on the door of a career first feature win all year long. 3rd, it's Chris Dodds, another Pittsburgh driver. Top 5 cars all close together in a bunch headed into turn number 2. Matt Smith to the outside in car number 3. He's challenging Dodds for 3rd, while Panaya makes another shot at taking the lead from Nicola. 5-car action at the front of this field for the 8-lap heat race. Nicola shuffled up one groove. Here comes Matt Panaya, wheel to wheel at the scoring line. Working lap number 2, it looks like a restart. The cars are too wide up front. Panaya now pulls out to a full car length advantage while Nicola gets shuffled back in the order. Matt Smith has the nuclear banana, number 3, up to the 2nd spot with Tom Knight Jr. in 3rd. Chris Dodds in the 47, now 4th. Nicola continues to fall back, and now he is side by side with his teammate. Top 3 cars breaking away, then it's Rich Nicola Sr. who gets in the back of the 47 of Dodds. We have a spin in turn 2. Everyone avoids Chris Dodds. Car number 47, the Pittsburgh driver, spinning from a top 5 position. Panaya from Plumboro, Pennsylvania in car 32. Cars out of the way, that brings Jim Nicola in the 5 back up to the 4th spot after he was slipping back through the field. Panaya opens up a big lead with a whole shot restart, putting 8 car lengths between himself and Matt Smith. Tom Knight Jr. in 3rd. Then Jim Nicola in the 5, trying to recover after he was shuffled back from starting on the pole. Al Civic now in the 94 car finds himself in a top 5 position. Al Civic from Wall, Pennsylvania, the Froggy 94 machine. Yet to see a checkered flag in competition this year. Civic in 5th now. Then up in 4th, it's the 5 of Jim Nicola. And a battle developing for the 2nd position as 3rd place Tom Knight Jr. is closing to within a car length of Matt Smith in car number 3, who rides in 2nd. Both of these drivers have many feature victories here at the Speedway. Knight in car 76, former champion, I believe, here at MOTORDROME Speedway as well. Closing to the rear bumper of Matt Smith, while Matt Panaya has things pretty well in hand with 2 laps to go. Matt Smith in the 3 car, currently 9th in the point standings, while Matt Panaya leading this race, 6th in the point standings. Coming into Subway night at MOTORDROME Speedway, he sees the white flag, which indicates final lap. Al Civic has fallen back from his 5th running position and has now been passed by several cars. But down the back straight for the final lap in car number 32, Plumboro, Pennsylvania's Matt Panaya. He started the season red hot, and he's coming back to winning form with his 2nd preliminary heat victory of the season. Finishing 5th in car 51 is Mike Hope, and starting last in this first preliminary heat race, current points leader Frank Turek, the defending champion in car number 5. Green flag waves for the first 8-lap heat race for the Subway Street Stocks. That's Dave Tavermina kicking dust up from dropping 2 wheels off the pavement, fighting for 3rd, taking that position away from Dave McManus in the 17. Andrew Kostelnik, whose brother Adam was just out in the modifieds, now riding in the 5th position as Tavermina now challenges quickly for 2nd. Drivers running 2nd and 3rd on the racetrack, both feature winners this year. Todd Knight in the 76 car won in his 2nd appearance of the year here at MOTORDROME, and Tavermina's a 2-time winner. Todd Knight in the 76, Dave Tavermina in the 25 are door-to-door for 2nd behind Bill Henry. Then behind them, it's McManus and Kostelnik door-to-door. Kostelnik taking another position away from McManus in the 57. Kostelnik is now up to 4th, then Todd Knight in the 76 car. Tavermina in the 25, meanwhile, has caught leader Bill Henry. Dave Tavermina in car 25 from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania. He has 6 heat race wins this season to go with those 2 feature wins. Meanwhile, the 64 of Bill Henry has 1 preliminary heat race win. In fact, it was his first career heat race win earlier this season. He now feels the pressure of Tavermina. They'll go door-to-door in turns 3 and now turn 4. Tavermina with a fender out in front at the scoring line. Halfway through this one, new leader is Dave Tavermina. We're now told it's Tom Knight Sr. in the 76 car. Todd Knight won a feature with this race car earlier this season, but it's Tom Sr. getting pushed down the front straight by Andrew Kostelnik in the 57. The Mike Holm 88 car is off the pace, but we see now Tavermina, your leader, in car 25 over the 64 of Bill Henry. Tom Knight Sr., driving the 76 machine, is now feeling another challenge from Kostelnik down the front straight. Into turn number 1, they are door-to-door, and Andrew Kostelnik, who's had his best performances in the last 4 weeks, taking away the 3rd position from Tom Knight Sr. This time, the leader, Dave Tavermina, will see the white flag indicating final lap as he is pulled away from this field, leaving Bill Henry into the 2nd spot, and Kostelnik is gaining quickly on the runner-up. Kostelnik just moved into 3rd and is quickly pulling to the rear bumper of Bill Henry. Here comes the challenge down the back straight. Andrew Kostelnik, younger brother of defending modified champion Adam Kostelnik, looking to pass for 2nd place. Dave Tavermina takes the checkered flag and the win. Kostelnik by a fender grabs 2nd from Bill Henry. Finishing 5th in the first preliminary heat race for the Subway Street winner, Robin Rimmel. 33 is Jeff Petrini, 15 Jonathan Heilman, 74 Jason Holder, second in the points. 35 is Bill Ashton, and 6 is Al Minjock as we're green and racing for another 8-lap preliminary. Understand that the 05 in the second position, it's being scored tonight as 85. It is not Folkmeyer, but rather Adam Kostelnik driving this machine. Adam Kostelnik, the modified champion, races street stocks on Saturday nights and climbs aboard the Folkmeyer car tonight. And that car blowing some smoke in turns 1 and 2, but behind him all sorts of action. Vince Cater in the 4 is challenging. Then it's Robin Rimmel and Jason Holder, who were 3 wide on the front straight. Holder in the 74 car, 3rd in the point standings. Rimmel in the 22, a winner last week, 2nd in the standings. They are door to door behind the Vince Cater, Adam Kostelnik battle for 2nd. 4 cars together under 1 blanket on lap 2 of 8. 4 car of Vince Cater and the 85, as we'll call it, of Adam Kostelnik are door to door. Robin Rimmel in the Napa 422 and Jason Holder all fighting together for 2nd spot. Max Schlesinger way out in front. We're watching all the action in the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Adam Kostelnik, his first street stock start of the year at Motordrome. Vince Cater in the 4. They are nip and tuck for 2nd with Jason Holder and Robin Rimmel, 2 feature winners of 2005, looking on in that 4-car battle. Halfway through this one, crossed flags indicate half, 4 laps down and 4 remaining in a heated battle for 2nd. Max Schlesinger all by himself way out front. Vince Cater in the 4 challenging the 05, or call it 85 if you will, of Adam Kostelnik. 74 Jason Holder, 22 Robin Rimmel. It looks like a restart all the way around the speedway. The cars are glued together door to door in the fight for 2nd, 3rd, and on back. At the scoring line last lap, Vince Cater in the 4 was officially 2nd. Rimmel now looking to the outside and nearly making rear bumper contact with the 85 of Kostelnik. This time gives 2nd place to Kostelnik and 3rd to Rimmel. Cater falling back by a car length and a half, gets 1 wheel off the racetrack. He slows up and Holder gets minor contact in the back of the 4. We stay green flag racing. Some 3 wide in the middle of the pack, but up front, Max Schlesinger in the 66 car sees the white flag. The only thing that settled down that action behind him in the battle for 2nd was that incident which sent Vince Cater off the racetrack. In 2nd now, it's the 85 of Kostelnik, the 22 of Rimmel. Holder is 4th, but we're going to watch the heat race winner. Car number 66, Max Schlesinger, his 2nd heat race win of the season. Adam Kostelnik hangs on for 2nd. Motordrome. The 15 is Brandon Manns from North Huntington. The 8 machine is Dan Lewis, and the 1 is Steve Black from Greensburg. Green flag waving, 10 laps the distance. Last week's Napa 100 winner Gary Wiltrout takes the lead from Mr. Consistency, John Messenger in the 51. Messenger now feeling the pressure from Barry Audi in the 75. Audi with feature wins here in years past, making his first start of 05. Audi takes the 2nd position on lap number 2. Messenger will fall back into 3rd. Barry Audi, former champion of Jennerstown Speedway in his first start here at Motordrome. Gary Wiltrout, another former Jennerstown champion and the 2002 Motordrome champion, is out in front of this one. Taking a look now at the battle for 4th position, the 86 of Greg Kelly and the 15 of Brandon Manns, 2 drivers with plenty of pro truck racing experience. Manns from North Huntington, a sophomore driver, looking to the inside of Kelly. Kelly, who just got his season started a few weeks ago, has only made about 4 starts so far in 2005. Brandon Manns in the 15 car is 4th in the current point standings. Up front, Gary Wiltrout leading Barry Audi. Wiltrout had several car length advantage early on in this event. As we approach the halfway point, Audi and Messenger appear to be closing on the back bumper of the Benz Motorsports 60. Last week, Will Trout won the biggest event of the season in the Linton Flooring, Stone & Company Megan Ford. He's got the 75 of Audi closing right in on him. Audi and the Wheeler Brothers AC Delco 75 makes light contact with the rear bumper of Will Trout exiting turn 2. Headed into turn number 3. Will Trout in the 60 car, drifting up just a couple of feet. Not enough room for Audi to look for an inside pass. Working lap 6 of 10. Audi will try again in turn 2. They made contact last lap. Top 3 remain in their running order down the back straight. In turn number 3, Audi will take another opportunity to look to the inside. Still can't get the fender pulled up to the inside of Will Trout. On lap 7 of 10, the fight for the lead has allowed Messenger to stay right in this battle in 3rd. Messenger 5th in the point standings coming into tonight. Will Trout the leader, 3rd in the championship standings. Will Trout with 2 feature victories. Will Trout has also won a Top Dog Challenge and 5 preliminary heat races. Barry Audi has won 2 features this season at Jennerstown, a car 75. The 51 of Messenger, a Top Dog Challenge winner here at Motordrome this season as well, with the white flag in the air. Only one more lap around the half mile for Barry Audi to challenge Gary Will Trout for the heat race win. Into turn number 3, where Will Trout has left the door open for an inside pass. He does it yet again, but has enough power to hold that bay by more than a fender for the win. Will Trout over Audi, Messenger in 3rd, Brandon Mans 4th, Greg Kelly in 5th. Outside, the defending champion and points leader with 6 feature wins in car 25 from Dunbar, PA, Rick Miller. Starting in the last row, it'll be the 18 of Chad Hemphill and the 11 of Bobby Henry, a 4-time winner. 10 laps for another preliminary heat race. Sean Pilla in car number 5 got his first heat race victory of his career earlier this season. He took last week off and is returning to competition. He'll have to hold off Richard Mitchell for a second heat race win. He leads lap number 1 by only a fender at the scoring line. Behind him, the 2 leading winners of the season. Richard Mitchell, the Howard Concrete Pumping, Tom Clark Chevrolet 22 makes a challenge to the inside. Pilla in the Nagy Oil, Sunoco, Brooks Automotive Group 5 is falling back to 3rd in 1 lap. It's now the Dunbar Dominator, Rick Miller in 2nd. The Brooks Automotive Group, Valvoline, Bellevue Chassis Center, Pontiac Grand Prix of Miller goes from 3rd to 2nd, putting early leader Pilla back to 3rd. And Pilla will now have to fight with Bobby Henry, a 4-time winner, to hang on to 3rd spot. Henry to the inside of the 5, both drivers residents of Connellsville, Pennsylvania. Henry with over 100 feature wins in his career. Pilla seeking his first feature checkered flag. It is Henry taking over the 3rd spot as we are now working lap 4 of 10. Pilla back to 4th, Henry in 3rd, and the leaders getting set to wage a battle for this heat race victory. Rick Miller, the most dominant winner of the season in car 25. He has 11 heat race wins to go with those 6 feature victories. Richard Mitchell in the 22, a 5-time feature winner, only to this point with 1 preliminary heat race win for car 22. These 2 drivers are checking out from the rest of the field. Both drivers with National Touring Series experience. Leader Mitchell, who competed in NASCAR's Busch Series and spent a couple seasons in the ARCA Remax Super Speedway Tour, leading Rick Miller, the former ASA National Late Model star. Both drivers are 2-time Motordrome champions. The 22 of Mitchell and the 25 of Miller. Miller, the 2003-2004 champion, leading the points coming into tonight. Mitchell with 5 victories got a late start to the season. He is well back in the standings. 2 laps, the signal to go this time. 2 veteran champion late model competitors slugging it out for the win in this second Napa Auto Parts NASCAR Super Late Model Heat Race. Bobby Henry all by himself in 3rd. Sean Pilla all by himself in 4th. Leaders hit the scoring line to see the white flag, and into turn number 1, a challenge for the win. Rick Miller dives to the inside, can't complete the pass in turns 1 and 2. He has 2 more corners as they exit the back straight into turn number 3. Miller on the bottom for the heat race win. Mitchell up high in the 22 car. Championship points on the line, and I can't call a winner at the checkered. 51 car is driven by Clifford Abbott. The 8 machine is Scott Aiello. And we're green and racing for 6 laps of Yellow Book Charger action. These are production street automobiles on street production tires, rear-wheel drive, 8-cylinder automatic transmission cars, an affordable step into rear-wheel drive oval track racing, second step on the ladder of progression here at MOTORDROME Speedway. Taking a look at the leader, Jeff Giles of Vanderbilt, Pennsylvania in car 50. He's leading the current championship standings. He has 9 heat race wins and 10 feature victories in car 50. He had never seen a checkered flag in his racing career until 2005. He won his first career feature and has just kicked down the door to victory lane, being the dominant winner of the season. Currently riding in second, the 04 of Brian Shipp from Jefferson Hills, PA. His brother, the defending champion of the Charger division, is now a modified rookie. Brian takes over the 04 car driving chores this season. Then back in the third spot, we see Scott Aiello in car number 8. Very strong in his early appearances this season. He took a week or 2 off, returns to action now in car number 8. He has 2 heat race victories, the driver from White Oak, Pennsylvania. Then we've got a battle behind them. This will be the battle for 4th and 5th. We see Clifford Abbott of Perryopolis, PA in car 51, and the 14 of Jim Noker from Butler. There's Harold Hunt, the big brown car, number 88 from Hunker, joining that battle as well. The only 4-door car in competition is Harold Hunt's number 88 machine. He's going to challenge Jim Noker to the inside now, as 51 of Abbott now in sole possession of 4th place. White flag is waving for your leader, meanwhile. Headed into turn number 2 and now headed for the back straight, car number 50. The current point standings leader, Jeff Giles, has been absolutely dominating this division all season long. And out of turn number 4 for the 11th time this year, he wins a heat race in the Yellow Book Charger division. Coming home in the 5th spot, the Jack completing the running order. Ankrum and Keller the front row. There's the green flag in the air. 3 racing Kellers each week participating in the Yellow Book Charger division. They're all in this same preliminary heat race. Fans, if you weren't here last week, the 95 of Jimmy Stokes took the checkered flag in the feature, but was later disqualified. So if you left the speedway early, you may not be aware that Jeff Giles was the feature winner last week after the 95 of Stokes was disqualified. You see the battle for second, the 13 car of Denny Keller and the 1 of Tracy Keller, both of those drivers moving around Rick Broadwater in the 9. Broadwater now comes back to life and takes 2 positions back down the back straight. 9 of Broadwater, another career first feature winner this season. He's bringing Jimmy Stokes right up with him in the bottom lane. We were 3 wide as we see contact down the front straight. Everybody keeps them pointed the right direction. The 13 car of Denny Keller and the 11 of Victor Keller. Close racing with Jimmy Stokes in the 95. Stokes does have 3 feature victories this year and 4 heat race wins. He's trailing Broadwater in the 9 car. Broadwater with a heat win and a feature win, but up front, the 11, it's all Victor Keller. Stokes in the 95 now closing in on the 9 of Broadwater in the battle for the 2nd position. The 11 of Victor Keller is all by himself out front, so we'll watch the battle for 2nd. Keller has 1 heat race win already this season, but 2 feature winners now door to door in turn number 2 and headed down the back straight fighting for the runner-up position. Broadwater from Level Green, Pennsylvania. Stokes from West Newton, Pennsylvania. Oldsmobile is the number 9 of Broadwater. Monte Carlo is the 95 of Stokes with the white flag waving. One more lap to settle this dispute for second position. Been door to door for a couple laps now. Stokes out in front by a fender. It was Broadwater scored as second last time they reached the start-finish line. But in turn number 3, for the second time this season from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, headed for a heat race win, it is the 11 of Victor Keller. Broadwater gets second by a fender. 5-lap preliminary heat race. Driving car number 7. On the pole, it's Matt Gardner. Outside the 5 of Bill Oldham. The 34 is Aaron Minjock. The 12 is Roger Bryan from right here in Smithton. The 05 is Andy Giles. The 87 is 5-time winning rookie Richie Miller. The 16 is points leader Ed Deneen, the 10-time winner. Kevin Ludwig also drives the 51. He starts scratch in this event. 5 laps, the preliminary heat race distance for the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers. Early leader is Matt Gardner. You Mopar fans cheering for car number 7. He's holding off a Pontiac Sunbird and Aaron Minjock, who's challenging for the lead in 34. Then a pair of Cavaliers, Richie Miller in the 87, Deneen in the 16. Those two drivers 1 and 2 in the point standings. Minjock was 3rd for the second week in a row in last week's feature. Gardner, meanwhile, has led feature racing laps in car 7 as we nearly go 3 wide down the front straight. 7 of Gardner, now the meat in a sandwich between advancing cars of Aaron Minjock in 34, Richie Miller in 87. Gardner, the meat of the sandwich, the early race leader. Falling back to 4th now. Richie Miller and Aaron Minjock will be fighting for the lead as we go to score lap number 3 at the start-finish line. Miller, the new leader. 21-year-old rookie, the second-generation driver from Dunbar in car 87. Aaron Minjock in the 34 car. Last year, he was 5th in the final point standings. Minjock has a heat race win to his credit this season. Miller, meanwhile, has 2 heat race wins. Ed Deneen is 3rd and fast approaching the dominator of this division. Ed Deneen, at the wave of the white flag, has moved into 3rd. 3 wide again, headed to turn number 1. The brake lights are illuminating. Ed Deneen trying to use the grass for all the racing room he can find. 2 wide is the battle up front. Minjock in 34, Miller in 87. Final 2 corners, Minjock in 34, drifting up the banking just a bit. 3 wide out of turn 4. Who's going to win this one? Richie Miller by a fender. How's that for racing action in our entry level of competition? Starting from the pole in car 11. Outside of him, the 04 of Bob Shipp, the division rookie. Inside row number 2, the 97 is George Nicola, 2-time winner. Outside, it's the 5 of Jim Nicola, 2-time former champion. 51 is Rich Nicola Sr. starting in the 5th spot. Starting 6th, Mike Bacalon in the 98.3. Tom Knight Jr. in the 76 car starts inside of row 4. Outside the 9 is Rick Huffman. Back to row number 5, the 99 is one-time feature winner Bo Glemba and 32 of Matt Panaya. Back one more row, we see the 3 of Matt Smith and the 60 of Adam Kostelnik. Harry Opfer in the 01, Al Civic in the 94, Ben Easler in the 7, Chris Dodds in 47, Tom Franks in the 6, and the 4 is George Thomas as we're green and racing. Subway Restaurants Night at the Races feature racing program underway. John Probanich out in front. Heated battle for second behind him. The 04 of Bob Shipp is to the outside. The 97 of George Nicola to the inside. 3 cars now fighting for the lead. Action all the way back through this field. Probanich leads lap number 1. Still glued together at the side in the battle for second. Nerf bar to Nerf bar. George Nicola and Bob Shipp. Nicola, twice a feature winner this season. Shipp, last year's Charger Division champion, wheel to wheel. Behind him, they're 3 wide, action all over the racetrack. Mike Bacalon is all by himself in 4th, then 2 wide. It's the 5 of Jim Nicola, the 76 of Tom Knight Jr., Nicola's backup car. Rich Nicola Sr. in the 51 is trying to hold off Matt Smith in the 3. Again, we're 3 wide. 99 is Bo Glemba, 3 is Matt Smith, they're wheel to wheel. The Nicola family wheel to wheel in front of them. Matt Smith nearly touches the rear bumper. 3 wide again out of turn 2 down the back straight. Adam Kostelnik, the points leader in the mix of this fighting for mid-pack positions. Action all over the speedway in the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. It's Jim Nicola leading that pack in car 5. Behind him, or now we should say outside of him, in the 3, it's Matt Smith moving forward. 60 is Adam Kostelnik on the march. The 99 of Bo Glemba looks to the inside. 3 wide again in turn 3. Points leader to the outside. Nicola slipping back 2 spots with Bo Glemba in the 99 right there. This is the battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Matt Smith now 6th on the speedway. Kostelnik and Glemba make contact. They keep them pointed the right direction. Scary moment for the drivers who are 1st and 2nd in the championship standings. Meanwhile, up front, George P. Nicola off the pace after battling for 2nd. 97 car continues on. John Prabanich still your leader, working lap 6. In 2nd, it's Bob Shipp in the 04. 98.3 of Mike Bacalon is 3rd. Now 4th is George Nicola with Tom Knight Jr. right there. The Matt Smith, Adam Kostelnik, Bo Glemba battle now filing in single file. Jim Nicola and Matt Panaya side by side. Harry Opfer and Rich Nicola Sr. side by side further back in the pack. Challenge for 2nd down the front straight. 3 cars battling for the runner-up spot. Bob Shipp, the division rookie, maybe losing the spot to Mike Bacalon, the 2-time feature winner and former champion. Here comes George P. Nicola in the 97 car. Nicola, the 2000 Street Stock Division champion. Shipp, the 2004 Charger champion, and Tom Knight Jr. in the 76. All 4 of these cars fighting for top 5 positions, and Knight in the 76 lights up the tires. He goes around in turn 2, bringing out the caution. Tom Knight in car 76, spinning that machine from a top 5 position with 9 completed. 3rd, and that fight for 2nd position had allowed Prabanich to pull out to a comfortable lead before that caution flag waved, and already on the start he's got 2-3 car lengths over Bacalon into turn 1. Bacalon may have his hands full with George P. Nicola. Nicola wanted to see that caution as he made a mistake which cost him 3 spots and some car lengths on the speedway. He gets to close that gap up again and take up chase of Prabanich in battling with Bacalon for 2nd. Bob Shipp is currently 4th on the speedway in the 04. Then in the 5th spot, it's the 3 of Matt Panaya. He's just lost 5th, as a matter of fact. Adam Kostelnik, last week's feature winner, on the move in the 60. Meanwhile, 1st and 2nd place, tightening up just a bit. Prabanich, who's yet to see a checkered flag in feature competition in car number 11, leading this field. Prabanich from East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, 2-time heat race winner, looking for that first win. Behind him, Mike Bacalon and George Nicola, both 2-time feature winners in 2005. Wheel to wheel, the battle for 4th now. Bob Shipp to the inside. Adam Kostelnik, the points leader, to the outside. Kostelnik completes the pass, and Matt Smith will try the same high side maneuver. Action all over the speedway. Another challenge for the lead as they enter turn 3. Top 3 cars racing bumper to bumper to bumper each time down the back straight into turn 3. Down the front straight, Prabanich seems to get an advantage of 2 or 3 car lengths. And then on the back straight, Bacalon has been able to close, but look at it this time. The challenge will be for 2nd as Prabanich gets 3 or 4 car lengths additional cushion on his lead. At the scoring line this time, we'll be beginning to work lap 14. Adam Kostelnik in the 60 started deep in this field. He's challenging for a top 3 position. The points leader and defending champion from East McKeesport in car 60. He's 4th. George Nicola 3rd, Mike Bacalon 2nd, and another resident of East McKeesport, John Prabanich, up front. Challenge for 2nd, and Bacalon spinning into the front straight wall. Contact made from George Nicola and Mike Bacalon. They locked wheels briefly on the front straight, and the 2-time feature winner is pointed the wrong way into turn number 1. Flag racing for the final 6 laps. Prabanich is on the hammer early. The green flag comes out. Another hole shot start for the 11. The margin that Prbanich built up at the wave of the green flag disappears instantly as George Nicola and Adam Kostelnik pull right up to the rear bumper of car number 11. Many-time feature winners riding second and third. Prbanich up front seeking his first feature checkered flag. Close enough to play bumper tag on the front straight. George Nicola was right to the rear end of the 11 of Prbanich, but now he has to worry about guarding himself in second place from Adam Kostelnik, who started deep in the field. Kostelnik has made outside passes all evening long, working his way to the front. He's going to try the outside lane, while Bob Shipp battles back to third place inside of him. Earlier he passed Shipp for third position. Shipp comes back to life in the 0-4. Three cars running together in the battle for second, and that gives John Prbanich a 2-3 car length advantage into turn number 4. About to begin lap number 17. Bob Shipp finds new life in a brand new modified number 04. He's taking a spot away from the points leader. Kostelnik very loose in turn 2. Maintains the car down the back straight, but one position further back as Shipp climbs back into the podium positions. Top 3, Prbanich, Nicola, and Shipp once again. 2 laps to go, the signal given this time. Perhaps a career first feature winner. Shipp is now closing on the back bumper of Nicola. Just as we say that, he slips back 3 or 4 car lengths. Shipp still in third, Kostelnik still in fourth. We got a caution flag for a spin in turn number 1, Chris Dodds in the 47. We see the 4 of George Thomas moving around Dodds. Pittsburgh's Chris Dodds in car 47, bringing out the caution as the white flag was ready to be displayed for race-long leader John Prbanich. Prbanich is on the hammer in turn 3, opens up 3 or 4 car lengths over Nicola as he has on the past 2 restarts. Last time Nicola closed right to his back bumper in the first turn and does it again. In turn number 2, a challenge for the lead with 2 to go. George P. Nicola from Pittsburgh, twice a winner this year. John Prbanich, the race-long leader to the high side. Bob Shipp breaking through for a challenge for second. New leader as the white flag is waving. It's George Nicola, wheel to wheel in the battle for second. Prbanich and Bob Shipp. Shipp was nearly pushed down the front straight by points leader Adam Kostelnik. Prbanich now back to third and in jeopardy of losing that with the points leader to his inside, Kostelnik. Coming out of turn number 4 for the third time in 2005, George Nicola, the feature winner. George Nicola, third win this season. Boy, if it wasn't for that late race caution flag, it might have been a whole different story for you.
Yeah, Johnny was running pretty good. I sort of rubbed the first one off him, but hey, he was running pretty good, and I just had to take my shot while it was there.
Race-long leader John Prbanich slipped back just a little bit at the finish, but those restarts, it's his prerogative to go, and he had sort of an early restart. He'd gain a couple car lengths on you, and then in turn number 1, you were really strong and closed in on that car every lap.
Yeah, the car was hooked up through the middle tonight, and I sort of laying back a little bit, but he was trying to snooker me. That Evanuik motor he got in there hauls the butt, man.
Well, you kept him out of victory lane. We'll expect him soon to get a first career feature victory. This your third of the season. You're climbing up a little bit higher in the point standings. Tell us about your 2005 and the injury that had you out of the car briefly.
Well, I hurt myself at work. I ran my finger through a bead roller, and it blew both of them up. It didn't chop nothing off. They're all there, but that kept me out for 2 weeks, and then I was getting ready to kill the doctor because he wouldn't release me to go back racing.
Well, you can count to 5 on that hand. That's the good news, and now you can count up to 3 feature victories, a chance to thank your crew and sponsors.
I'd like to thank Joe. Joe's doing this all tonight because my dad's running the other modified for Jimmy. I got to thank my dad, my Uncle Jim. I got to thank Cox Transmission, PJ Smoke Shop, Edlin Automotive, Stellar Generator, Dare Transportation, Tower View Service. I'd like to thank the fans for coming out, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Congratulations on a third win of the season. George P. Nicola in car 97 for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. Subway Street Stock 25. The driver of the red Chevrolet Monte Carlo from New Stanton, Pennsylvania, car number 4, Vince Cater. Starting inside the last row, 2-time Street Stock champion and current points leader. The winningest driver in the division so far in 2005 in car number 5 from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, Frank Turek. Moving up one row in the starting grid to the outside, Ford-powered Thunderbird race car in competition. The driver who hails from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania in car number 6, this is Al Minjok. The driver of car number 88, who competes each and every week with his father in the Subway Street Stock Division, from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Mike Holp. Moving up one row in the starting grid, a recent graduate of Bell Vernon High School. He has 2 heat race victories so far this season. The driver of Monte Carlo number 15 is Jonathan Heilman. Inside that same row in car number 77, driver who was in the top 10 of the point standings last season and finds himself 10th again in the point standings, all the way from Newcastle, Pennsylvania in car 77, Rich Burbage. Moving up one row, a feature winner earlier in 2005, the driver who comes from Hopwood, Pennsylvania. He won in 2004 and again this season in car number 35. Welcome, Bill Ashton. The elder member of the Hope Racing family, again from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, driving car number 78. This is Joe Hope. Moving up one row, we find last week's feature winner, second in the point standings, driver who is the 2002 Subway Street Stock champion at MOTORDROME Speedway. In the Napa Auto Parts Ford, number 22 from White, Pennsylvania, Robin Rimmel. Up next, the 2003 Charger Division champion from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, the Chevrolet Monte Carlo number 17. This is Dave McManus. Moving up one row to car number 57. His older brother is our defending modified champion. He's been very fast in the last 3 or 4 weeks of competition. It's a Chevrolet Monte Carlo. The driver from North Braddock, Pennsylvania, Andrew Kostelnik. Inside of Andrew, former feature winner here at MOTORDROME Speedway, the driver of car number 33. He won on opening night and has 1 heat race win in 2005 from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Jeff Petrini. Moving up to row number 3, starting in the 6th position. He won a heat race last week. He finished second in his feature last week, actually, from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. So far in 2005, he has a heat race victory, the 66 of Max Schlesinger. Starting from the 5th position, driving car number 76. Driving tonight in substitution of the driver who won with this car earlier in the season, from a popular family of longtime racers, this is Tom Knight Sr. Starting on the outside of row number 2, the defending modified division champion who races this street stock car each and every Saturday night as number 05 will be scored tonight as car number 85 in his first street stock start of the season at MOTORDROME Speedway, Adam Kostelnik. Starting in the 3rd position, a driver who got his first heat race checkered flag earlier this season. From Vandergrift, Pennsylvania, in car number 64, Bill Henry. And the front row is made up of 2 feature winners, starting second on the outside of row number 1 from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania, 2-time feature winner in car 25, Dave Tavermina. And your pole sitter, who was drawn at random as the Subway Challenge driver tonight. If he can win, everybody in attendance gets a free 6-inch meatball sub courtesy of Subway. He has 1 feature win and 2 heat race wins this season. From Stoystown, Pennsylvania, in car 74, Jason Holder. That is the starting lineup for tonight's Subway Street Stock 25-lap feature event. And now for the most famous words in racing, we turn to one of our guests from participating Subway restaurants. He knows the words, and at his command, the cars will come to life.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Your feet and wave to these drivers as they get set to compete 25 laps. They can't hear you, but they sure can see you. Wave your program, wave your hat, wave your arms, wave the person sitting next to you as these drivers are about to go into battle. 25 laps in the Subway 25. Pole sitter Jason Holder, chosen as the Subway Challenge driver. Outside of him, two-time feature winner Dave Tavermina. Row number 2, drivers seeking their first feature victories. Smale Pontiac GMC pace car has pulled safely off the speedway, and the Subway Street Stock Thunder is underway, 25 laps the distance. Jason Holder, Dave Tavermina, Bill Henry, and Adam Kostelnik, the top 4. Holder out in front by a fender down the back straight. Tavermina sticks to the outside lane, door to door in turn number 1. Holder and Henry making contact. That's first and third. Now Holder back to second with Tavermina taking the lead as Holder had to lift off the throttle to maintain control of car 74. Tight action all the way back through the field. Holder, then Henry and Kostelnik, then Schlesinger. 76 is Knight. The 33 is Petrini going 3 wide in turn 4. Kostelnik on the outside, Knight in the middle. Petrini wisely makes it a 2 wide move, and there's contact from that battle. Andrew Kostelnik. Dave McManus makes contact in the 17, and Al Minjok can't avoid the stop 57. Tough break for Minjok in the 6th. Also, further up the speedway, we see the 35 of Bill Ashton, a feature winner this season, caught up in the after effects of that melee. It was Kostelnik in the 57 who got a light tap from the 76 of Tom Knight Sr., which began the incident. Then 2 cars, unable to avoid Kostelnik, stopped on the racetrack. McManus in 17 makes light contact but continues. Al Minjok with a harder hit stops in car number 6 near the 35 of Bill Ashton in turn 2. Tavermina jumps on the throttle early in turn 3, opens up 4, 5 car lengths advantage over Holder before they reach the scoring line on the restart. Top 5 cars all strung out as a result of that early start. Tavermina dropped the hammer before anybody looked to be ready for that. Best battle is the 76 and the 33. This is the battle for 6th position right now. Petrini, who dirt tracks the back end of the car in pursuit of Tom Knight Sr. in the 76. Knight now closing in on the 64 of Henry, who's 5th. Up in front of them, it's the 66 of Schlesinger in 4th, the 85 of Kostelnik 3rd, the 74 of Holder in 2nd, and the whole shot on the start gave Dave Tavermina 10, 12 car lengths advantage. He's now almost half a straightaway ahead of Holder out in front. Remember, tonight's race, 5 laps extra distance for drivers who may be used to only taking care of their tires for a 20-lap distance. If Tavermina burns the rubber off the right side of that car, he could be challenged in the later stages of this event. Battle begins to develop for 2nd position. A ways back from leader Tavermina, it's Holder and the 85 of Adam Kostelnik. Kostelnik, the dominant modified feature winner this season. Every Saturday night he drives this street stock at the Jennerstown Speedway. We've seen this car at the hands of Jeff Folkmeyer here at Motordrome earlier in 2005. He is closing in on Jason Holder in car 74. Holder with 1 feature victory this season and the Subway Challenge driver tonight. Schlesinger in the 66, a part of this battle. 3 cars, nip and tuck for 2nd position. Tavermina continues to check out on this field. Kostelnik pulling up to the back bumper of Holder that time out of turn 2. Headed into turn number 3. See if that gap closes in just a bit again. Holder 74, Kostelnik 85, Schlesinger 66, fighting for 2nd position. We're working lap number 8 of 25, and Schlesinger actually looked to be challenging briefly for 3rd, but then got 2 wheels off the racetrack, lost a couple of car lengths. This is the battle for 2nd, and action happening behind this trio. It's Bill Henry in the 64, then side by side the 22. Last week's winner, Robin Rimmel, Making his way up through the field after starting mid-pack, he is to the inside of Tom Knight Sr. and takes away position from the 76 car. Robin Rimmel now 6th on lap number 9. Back up to the battle for 2nd. It's now a 3-car fight. Kostelnik has taken the runner-up spot from Holder, but before he can run away, Schlesinger is going to move to the inside and up to 3rd. Holder, the Subway Challenge driver, started on the pole. He's now back to 4th position. 85 of Kostelnik leading the 66 of Schlesinger. Schlesinger was 2nd in last week's feature. He's now 3rd and challenging. Holder has dropped back to 4th. Dave Tavermina is nearly an entire straightaway out in front of these drivers. We'll keep our eyes on this battle for 2nd. As Tavermina with clear racetrack and no lap traffic in front of them, this trio's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th battle for 5th behind them on the racetrack. Robin Rimmel continues his march to the front. He passed Tom Knight 2 laps ago and now has moved inside Bill Henry. The 2-time winner this season and former street stock champion, Robin Rimmel from White, Pennsylvania, the Ford Napa number 22. He sends Henry back into the 5th spot. Rimmel, one of the drivers always in contention for a win or a championship here in the Subway Street Stocks, making his presence known, as Henry may have to fight off the challenges of Tom Knight for 6th. Max Schlesinger is losing fluid on the racetrack. Heavy smoke from the 66. A driver running in the top 3 definitely lost some oil out the back of that race car. He was able to save the car, but it nearly spun Jason Holder, as Holder was the first driver to move through that oil slick. Racing continues on lap 15 of 25. There are 10 laps to go. In turn 4 and headed down the front straight, your leader is approaching his first lap traffic. It'll be the 88 of Mike Holt and the 77 of Rich Burbage, the first 2 back markers that will be encountered by leader Dave Tavermina in car 25. Tavermina has 3/4 of the racetrack to use as Holt kindly pulls to the inside. He's now reeling in Burbage. Burbage in the 77, a top 10 driver in the point standings this season, as he was a year ago, and Tavermina's about to put him a lap down on lap 17. Tavermina absolutely flying. The driver from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania in car 25, a man on the mission tonight. He's got a full straightaway lead now. Burbage behind him, and then nearly a 1/4 mile back to the 05 of Kostelnik, who's now in turn 4. Watching Robin Rimmel in car 22, he has already caught 3rd place racing Jason Holder. Tavermina may not be the fastest car on the racetrack, although he has a big lead. Robin Rimmel, the man charging from middle of the pack. Car number 22 outside. It's Jason Holder, then the lap machine of Jeff Petrini in 33. Rimmel unsure of who to follow. 33 of Petrini was an opening night feature winner. Holder in the 74 car currently holds down 3rd position. Rimmel undecided as he follows a pair of Monte Carlos in his 4th Thunderbird. Holder in 3rd, Rimmel in 4th, Henry in the 64, closing back up now in 5th position. Rimmel clears Petrini to the inside. Let's see if he can challenge Holder. Robin Rimmel, who started back in this field in car 22, last week's feature winner. Hails from White, Pennsylvania. Locked in combat with Jason Holder from Stoystown, Pennsylvania in car 74. 22 laps are now completed. Unless there's a caution flag, Dave Tavermina will go unchallenged to the victory. Adam Kostelnik has about a half straightaway advantage on this battle for third as he rides in the second spot. Just behind this duo, Frank Turek in car 5, who started last in the field, has taken a top 5 position away from Bill Henry. With just 2 to go, Turek, the points leader, cracks the top 5. White flag is now waving for your leader on the front straight. Dave Tavermina in car 25. His first 2 career victories occurred earlier in 2005. He danced on his roof after he came so close so many times and got a career first win about 6 weeks ago. He backed that up with a wire-to-wire victory, and now his third win of the season is the Subway 25. Tavermina gets the victory. Coming home in second, it will be the 05, call it 85, of Adam Kostelnik. Third goes to White, who wrestled the position away from Jason Holder in fourth, and Frank Turek, the points leader, in fifth. He comes from Wilmerding, Pennsylvania, and drives car number 25. He's out of the car and can hear you. Dave Tavermina. Dave Tavermina, in a season that brought you your first 2 feature victories, you now win the biggest event of the season for your division. This has to make you feel terrific.
Hey, man, that's super. I just want to dedicate this race to my father. He's not with us, but he's with us in spirit. And it was a great race. It was clean and green. A lot of hard-fought competitors back here. I know I checked out, and I was fortunate.
Indeed, very fortunate. Your first feature win, you started deep in the field, passed a lot of cars, and held off the best. This one seemed to be just a little bit easier, but it had to be awfully hot in that race car, as hot as it is here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, it really was. The temperature was up. You know, you try to keep your body fluids and water in there for your body fluids and your temp down with water, and it's the best you can do. And you just got to hit your marks and be on your game. When you get in traffic, you got to use your head and give and take a little bit, and it'll work out.
What did it feel like going that extra 5 laps? Each week you're 20 laps in competition. Could you feel in the race car tire wear and in your body the extra 5 laps tonight?
Well, I put new right sides on, and that helped me out somewhat. At the beginning of the season, new tires were couple 3/10 faster, but now with a little bit of rubber down on the track, half worn out tires are just as fast, but it was time I needed them down on the bar, so they held me up there when I needed them. I could stay in the gas and not slide so bad coming off after I got some heat in the tires. Stay in the gas you did, and how about a chance to thank all the sponsors who've put you in victory lane a third time? Oh, yes, sir. There's Armalee, Metal Coatings, there's Gumbatch Auto and Towing, Marlino's Pizza. Who else we got on there? We got Cars by Dave, Stan's Transmissions, my mom, my brother, his family, and all the good fans that come out and support us every week. Come on out and bring them out, and how about getting some people in them stands? We need some more people. Come on. There he is, winner of the Subway 25, Dave Tavermina. This season, in his second late model start, this is Dan Lewis. Car number 5 is Connellsville, Pennsylvania's Sean Pilla. Then we move back to the 18 machine, driven by Chad Hemphill, and the 86 of Greg Kelly. 51 is John Messenger from Clarksburg, West Virginia. The 1 is Steve Black from Greensburg. The 15 is Brandon Mans from North Huntington. The 11 is Bobby Henry from Connellsville. The 25, defending champion Rick Miller. The 22, Rich Mitchell from Brewston Mills, West Virginia. The 60, Gary Wiltrout, the Napa 100 winner last week. Smale Pontiac GMC pace car pulls off the speedway. Subway Restaurants Night, 35-lap Napa Super Late Model feature underway. Barry Audi, the former Jennerstown champion, out in front. Contact made between the two silver automobiles. It was Hemphill and the 86 of Kelly who got together and allowed John Messenger to pull up into a top 5 position in car 51. Also saw some near contact there between Bobby Henry and others back in the field. Sean Pilla in car 5 challenging for second. John Komarinsky in the 33 currently scored second to Barry Audi, who is now an 8-car length advantage over this duel. Sean Pilla, the Connellsville driver, pulling into second place around Komarinsky. Early leader Barry Audi in his first Motordrome Speedway start, then Sean Pilla in the 5. Next is the 33 of John Komarinsky.
closing in quickly on Dan Lewis in the 8 car, and we have a problem spinning in turn 4. Mitchell and Greg Kelly caught up in an incident which nearly found the points leader Rick Miller sideways as well. 5-time feature winner Richard Mitchell and 2-time former Motordrome champion in car 22 has significant damage as he made contact with the wall with Greg Kelly's number 86 car stuffed underneath. Greg Kelly, the Pro Truck Division champion, who made his late model debut about 4 or 5 weeks ago here in car 86. Definitely the most severely damaged car is Kelly's, which sits halfway under the Brewston Mills, West Virginia number 22 of Richard Mitchell. Didn't see the incident start. We saw the 25 of Rick Miller, the points leader, nearly sideways and almost in the grass to avoid the incident. Saw some other cars hard on the brake pedal to avoid whatever triggered this incident. But 5-time winner and former NASCAR Northeast champion Richard Mitchell taken out with 2 laps completed, along with Greg Kelly, the Pro Truck champion, who is now climbing out of car 86. Greg Kelly's car number 86 with significant damage, rolling to a stop at his pit stall inside the front straightaway. From Jenners, Pennsylvania, Sean Pilla from Connellsville is second. John Komarinsky from Greensburg is third. Here's the green flag. Audi with a tremendous break on the start. Longtime veteran Barry Audi with an 8 or 10 or 12 car length advantage on that start. Sean Pilla in car 5 was not ready to hit the gas when Audi did. Pilla falls back in the order. Komarinsky third. Challenge develops for fourth. John Messenger in the 51 and the 8 machine of Dan Lewis. Lewis in his second start of 2005. Messenger 5th in the current point standings. The West Virginian dives to the inside. Takes away 4th position from Lewis in the 8. Inside lane remains open to the bottom of Lewis and Brandon Manns, the driver 4th in the point standings. Sophomore driver in the Manns Home Medical 15, not able to dive into the inside of Lewis as we work lap number 4. Rick Miller, the Dunbar Dominator, current points leader in car 25, has in his sights Brandon Manns, who was his teammate in 2004 out of the Bellevue Chassis Racing stables. This being the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Back in the battle for 8th, we see Gary Wiltrout, last week's winner, side by side with Bobby Henry. Teammates in 2005, as Richard Mitchell has joined this fight after a lengthy pit stop with car number 22. That cleanup of the accident leaves Mitchell on the lead lap as he is advancing positions with unlapped race cars. Working lap number 6, heavy action that we're watching in the middle of the racetrack. Brandon Manns in the 15 car, currently in the 5th position as Dan Lewis has been shuffled back. He's side by side with Rick Miller, the current points leader in car 25, down the back straight to the inside. Bobby Henry, 4-time winner, also looking to make a move on Brandon Manns to the low side. Miller clears Manns for the position. Rick Miller is now up into 5th spot. Bobby Henry now makes it a 2-wide battle of Ford Tauruses with the 11 and 15. Manns up high, Henry down low. Manns 4th in the point standings coming into tonight. Henry 2nd in the standings. And Manns' car not performing the way it has in recent weeks. He continues to fall back. It's now Gary Wiltrout, the Napa 100 winner, looking to send Manns further back in the field on lap 9. Up toward the front, a challenge for 3rd, headed into turn number 4. John Messenger in car 51, moving up to take position away from John Komarinsky, the Greensburg veteran, in the Rolling Rock 33. Lap number 10 of 35, we are now working down the back straight with Messenger in the Dare Advance Auto Parts Monte Carlo 51. They are door-to-door for an entire lap around Motordrome Speedway. Messenger could be in front by as much as a fender at the scoring line, and he is. Messenger takes away position number 3. Komarinsky just as quickly is about to be challenged by Rick Miller in car 25. Miller climbing 1 spot closer after starting deep in this field. Messenger in the 51 has led laps on 2 consecutive weeks here at Motordrome Speedway, still seeking a career first win. Miller, who's now looking to the outside, has 6 feature victories. In turn 3, they are door to door. Miller on the high side, Messenger on the low side. At the scoring line, Messenger still in 3rd spot by inches on lap 13. It's Barry Audi running away with the lead. It's Sean Pilla with an excellent run in 2nd, and then this battle with Rick Miller taking away the 3rd position from John Messenger. John Komarinsky is feeling the pressure now of Bobby Henry. And look at Richard Mitchell after significant body damage to the 22. The car is repaired and he follows Henry to the inside of Komarinsky on lap 14. Down the back straight, Bobby Henry, a 4-time winner, leading Richard Mitchell, a 5-time winner. Both of them scoot past John Komarinsky and are closing on West Virginian John Messenger. Working lap 15 of 35. Rick Miller has broken away from this battle. He is in 3rd. Just in front of him, the 5 of Sean Pilla. While Barry Audi has his way with this field, he's a straightaway ahead of Pilla in car 75. It's lap 16. And back in the 4th position, Richard Mitchell continues his march to the front. Pilla, Miller in 3rd, and then door to door, a pair of Mountaineer State veterans, John Messenger, the limited late model dirt driver who converted to pavement racing and finished 4th in last year's point standings, trying to hold off the 2-time track champion Richard Mitchell. On lap 17, Mitchell is all by himself in 4th with 3 car lengths advantage over Messenger, and Bobby Henry is going to be the next driver to challenge John Messenger. Henry working to the outside after starting deep in the field. We're going to take the camera back up to the 2nd position where a challenge is about to develop. Barry Audi still in front. Sean Pilla in 5, Rick Miller in the 25. 3rd position. Door to door with the 5. He's looking to advance into the runner-up spot. The Dunbar Dominator has taken away 2nd position from Sean Pilla. Pilla close enough to reach out and touch the rear bumper of Miller, trying to hang on to 3rd, but at the scoring line, lap number 20, Miller is into the runner-up position. Richard Mitchell has now closed on the 5 of Pilla. Drivers coming from deep in this field. Mitchell, who was involved in the incident with Greg Kelly to start this event, has recovered in super fashion. He is now 3rd on the racetrack. Just in front of Mitchell, we find Rick Miller, the current points leader. In front of Miller, the damaged Greg Kelly machine is a lap down, and then it's leader Barry Audi. Miller has cut the lead of Audi significantly since he's moved into 2nd place. We are now working lap 22 with 13 to go. Audi and Miller are now separated by less than half a straightaway, and Mitchell is right there with the points leader. Richard Mitchell in the Howard Concrete Pumping, Tom Clark Chevrolet, challenging the Brooks Automotive Group, Valvoline Bellevue Chassis Center 25 of Rick Miller. Mitchell says his car performs best when it's hot outside. On a 90-plus degree evening, he moves into the runner-up position. All 3 drivers at the front of this field have won races at MOTORDROME Speedway, but it has been several years since Barry Audi has put his 75 in victory lane. Mitchell, a 2-time champion. Miller, a 2-time champion. Top 3 cars closing in together on the back straight on lap 24. Mitchell looking to the high side. In the same corner where his car was damaged on lap 2, he will challenge for the lead at the scoring line on lap 25. Richard Mitchell has gone from last to 1st. Rick Miller, the points leader, follows suit and puts Barry Audi back to 3rd position as we have a caution flag. Caution flag for Greg Kelly's already damaged car, which is involved in a 2nd incident of the night on lap 25 in turn 2. Mitchell a little more conventional as he waits to the line between turns 3 and 4. There's the green flag. He opens up 6-7 car lengths over Audi, and Rick Miller instantly challenges. Miller to the high side of Audi. Just behind them, Henry door to door with Pilla. Miller takes the 2nd position from Audi, and now it's a 3-car battle for 3rd. Barry Audi, Bobby Henry in the 11, and Sean Pilla in the 5. Working lap 26. Drivers making contact on the speedway. Connellsville, Pennsylvania resident Bobby Henry and fellow Connellsville resident Sean Pilla fighting for top 5 spots with John Messenger looking on in car 51. Audi now back to 3rd after leading much of this event. He's going to feel the pressure of Bobby Henry's car number 11 in just a lap. Richard Mitchell with several car lengths advantage over Rick Miller out in front. Best battle is that of Barry Audi and Bobby Henry, 75 and 11, battling for 3rd position. Working lap number 28 of 35. Henry with the nose of that Ford Taurus right under the back bumper of Barry Audi. Audi in the 75, the Wheeler Brothers AC Delco machine, holding on to 3rd with Henry, who started deep in this field, coming up to challenge for a podium position. Henry will change to the high side now, headed down the back straight. Looked low and found no opening. Audi maintains half a car length between himself and 4th running Bobby Henry. 5 laps remaining in the Subway Restaurants NASCAR Napa Late Model 35. Henry now with the fender under Audi. He clears him in turn number 1. Audi with some momentum is able to power back alongside of Henry down the back straight. Into turn number 3, Henry trying to complete the pass, and he does. Audi is back to the 4th spot. Henry into 3rd now. Veteran competitors battling for 3rd, up in the 2nd position. Several car lengths in front of this battle. The 25 of Rick Miller, your current points leader. Miller with about 12 car lengths between himself and Richard Mitchell, the leader. Mitchell, involved in a caution flag incident to start this race, comes from the tail to the front with only minimal body damage after his car was stopped and nearly had to be removed on a tow truck. Richard Mitchell from Brewston Mills, West Virginia, is 3 laps away from tying Rick Miller in the feature victory column in 2005. Signal given for 2 laps to go. Into turn number 1, a battle for top 5 spots, finding Sean Pilla in the 5 and John Messenger in the 51. Door to door into turn number 3. Messenger has raced in the top 5 most all season long. Sean Pilla was having a great run early in this event, but is now sliding back deeper in the field. Messenger takes over the 5th position. But on the final lap, in turn number 3, the driver of the Howard Concrete Pumping, Tom Clark Chevrolet number 22, Richard Mitchell gets a 6th win of the season after crashing on lap 2. Rick Miller, the points leader, 2nd. Bobby Henry, 3rd. Barry Audi, 4th. John Messenger hangs on to 5th. Richard, each week you come to Victory Lane and you talk about how hard your crew works to get this car dialed in for you. Tonight it looked like the driver did an awful lot of work after a lap 2 crash sends you to the pits, to the back of the field, and then all the way to the front.
It's still them. It's still them, I'll tell you. That car, my first thing was I figured that the back end was messed up enough that we wouldn't be able to go. It ripped one of the shocks clear off and didn't hurt any of the mainframe, which is the good thing. But after we come back out, you know, a couple laps trying to feel the car to see if there's any major shakes or like if the drive line was bent. The car seemed fine, a little bit of an exhaust rattle, but other than that, the steering wheel was straight, which if you hit the wall, I just barely hit it, it'll knock the toe out. But it was just like it was when I pulled out on the track.
Starting deep in the field as you did, our attention was focused on the front of the field. I didn't see that incident happen. I wasn't sure if you actually made contact with the wall. Tell us what developed in front of you in that lap 2 incident.
Well, the only thing I saw Rick in the 25 go sideways, and then of course I hit the brakes. Bobby Henry, somebody was in front of me. I kept from hitting them, and the next thing I know, I was being pushed from the back into the wall. I was just holding on to the brakes, but other than that, in front of Rick, I couldn't tell. I usually try to watch 2-3 cars ahead of me of what's going on, and that's as far as I saw.
Now, this being your 6th win, you're tied for most victories now with the points leader, Rick Miller. When your car's involved in something like that and you're sitting there waiting for a tow truck in turn 2 at the start of the race, is it even cross your mind that you have a winning car under you at that point?
No, because you think it's junk then. You know, the first thing that goes when you get hit, you got to make sure that the car stays square and the toe's not knocked out of the car. Any of that stuff gets bent just a little bit, it can just make the car be nothing again.
And now a chance to thank the hard-working crew that put you back on the racetrack after that incident and all the sponsors that made this team a reality.
Well, my brother Chris, Scott and Todd McNair, my cousins, Kenny McCleary, You know, I just got a lot of guys that want to race just to have fun like we've been doing. Got to thank my family, my mom and dad. I want to thank all the fans. Subway night, right? Got to thank Subway. Frank Howard with Howard Concrete Pumping, Tom Clark Jr. with Tom Clark Auto Family, Martinelli's, BFS Foods, Kevin Foreman Drywall. I just got a lot of people that I want to say thank you that's in the background, and I want to thank all the friends again and the Carvel ice cream stores. Thanks.
There he is, his 6th time in victory lane. He had to work hard for tonight's Subway gift certificate. Richard Mitchell in car 22. Car number 13 on the pole is driven, of course, by one of the Keller family. All 3 members in competition tonight. Denny Keller is your pole sitter. Rick Broadwater starts to the outside in car 9. Starting in 3rd position, the 04 of Brian Shipp and the 8 of Scott Aiello. Inside row 3, the 51 of Clifford Abbott and the 11 car driven by Victor Keller. Row number 4 is made up of 3-time feature winner Jimmy Stokes in car number 95. Outside of him in car number 14, Jim Nolker. Row number 5 to the inside, Tracy Keller, 2nd in the point standings, driving car number 1. Outside, Hunker's Harold Hunt in car 88. 21 machine is driven by Gary Ankrum. Outside of him, we see the 91 car, driven by Robbie Hott. Last row made up of Bob Garchak in the 44 and points leader, dominant feature winner, car number 50 from Vanderbilt, PA, Jeff Giles Jr. 15 laps of racing for the Yellow Book Chargers, and we're underway. Rick Broadwater in car 9, challenging to the outside. He has 1 feature win already this season. Broadwater currently 3rd in the point standings, challenging the 13 of Denny Keller. Very close racing up front. Keller in 13, Scott Aiello in the 8 joining the battle. But officially on lap 1, the leader was Rick Broadwater. He now takes off to a 2 or 3 car length advantage. Excitement just behind the leader. The 13 and the 8 are door to door. That's Keller and Aiello. Then we see the 11, 3 wide with Stokes on the outside, Shipp on the inside. Jimmy Stokes in the 95 car battling now for 3rd, just in front of this 3 and 4 wide racing. The 11 car is Victor Keller. The 1 is Tracy Keller. The 50 is points leader Jeff Giles, and the 04 is Brian Shipp. Battle for 2nd just resulted in contact as Jimmy Stokes hit the back end of the 8 of Scott Aiello, battling for the runner-up spot behind Broadwater. 13 machine of Keller. Now the next victim of Jimmy Stokes' brutal charge to the front. Stokes is maybe the fastest car on the racetrack. He's passed about 8 cars already, maybe 9. He's challenging Aiello for 2nd. Jimmy Stokes, like a man possessed, gets contact on the front straight. An impressive save. Everybody gets on the brakes. We're still green flag racing after Scott Aiello tagged him and headed him toward the outside wall. Impressive save. Jimmy Stokes of West Newton. That's why he's a 3-time feature winner, folks. All elbows coming out of that car, and he fights it to keep it in 2nd position. Now we've got the Keller family. The 11 machine of Victor, the 13 of Denny. Kellers are running into each other on the speedway. Scott Aiello's to the high side of a 3 wide. The 1 is Tracy Keller. The 50 is Jeff Giles. The rest of the Keller family won't be sitting too close at the dinner table this week. The 11 of Victor and the 13 of Denny. They'd be trading paint if it was different colored. Look at Jeff Giles charging to the inside. He's got severe right front damage. Can't tell if any of that bodywork may be rubbing a tire, which could lead to a right front flat. He now puts himself in the precarious position between the dueling Kellers. Rick Broadwater, your leader, all by himself. Jimmy Stokes in 2nd, all by himself. And then comes all this action. Jeff Giles and the 11 of Victor Keller now side by side. By inches, it's Giles now into 3rd spot. Then the rest of the Keller family surrounding the 8 of Scott Aiello. Here comes the 04 of Brian Shipp. He's challenging for a top 5 position as well. Oh, problems just behind this group. Gary Ankrum turning right into the outside wall after trying to save a loose handling car in turn 4. Gary Ankrum in the 21 car. Nearly had it pointed in the right direction after the car got away from him in turn 4. But we will need the yellow book caution flag during the yellow book Charger feature event on lap number 8. Broadwater jumps on the throttle. Green flag is waving. The two biggest feature winners of the season are second and third. Broadwater, the one-time feature winner, leading by 4 car lengths. Watching the battle for second, 2 Chevrolet Monte Carlos, the 10-time winner and the 3-time winner. Stokes in 95 had a 4th win taken away in technical inspection last week, and the 10-time winner Jeff Giles, the points leader, spins from 3rd in turn 3. Jimmy Stokes spins, meanwhile, half a track away from the caution incident. Scott Aiello's number 8 was also collected as he tried to avoid the car scattering from the Jeff Giles spin. At PARacingNews.net. While we go back for 7 green flag laps of racing, Rick Broadwater in car number 9 jumps out to a big lead at the restart, we should say. Oil dry all over the racing surface. You'll see dust coming out from the back of the Charger cars. Jimmy Stokes in second. Then it's the 11 of Victor Keller who's able to challenge. The 11 car was in fact the race car driven to victory by Tracy Keller earlier this year. Stokes now pulling away by a few car lengths from the Keller family battle. And in fact, Stokes is closing very quickly on the leader. Rick Broadwater about to feel a challenge from Jimmy Stokes in the 95. Stokes 3 times a winner. Broadwater 1 feature win. Stokes looking to the outside. He passed several cars in the first 2 laps of this race. He came on like gangbusters, and now looking to go from second to first on lap number 10 of 15. Officially Broadwater still leading at the scoring line to complete that lap. Now Stokes on the back straight has cleared Broadwater's car almost entirely, but into turn 3, Broadwater's not finished with fighting for the lead. This 2-wide race has allowed the 11 of Keller to close in just a bit on the lead battle. Again, they'll be door-to-door at the scoring line, and again it's Broadwater officially the leader. No official lead change on that lap as Broadwater leads from scoring line to scoring line, even though Jimmy Stokes had his Monte Carlo out in front of the Oldsmobile for 3/4 of that lap. Broadwater returns to the point position, Stokes holding his line on the outside of the racetrack. 3 laps remain as they hit the scoring line, again almost door to door. It's into turn 1 and through turns 2 that Stokes has a clear advantage. Then down the back straight, each lap Broadwater able to pull up and just barely edge in front of the 3-time winner into turn 3. Stokes wiggles the car just a little between 3 and 4, and that allows Broadwater to take off with 3 or 4 car lengths at the signal for 2 laps to go. Points leader Jeff Giles is way back in this field. Broadwater in car number 9 is 3rd in the standings and leading this feature event. Stokes in 2nd, Keller in 3rd. We're not gonna be finished with this one till the checkered flag waves. I'm not gonna call a winner or predict the outcome until we see this entire final lap. Stokes switches to the inside groove now. Broadwater in car number 9 looking for career win number 2. He's got 2 or 3 car lengths advantage over Jimmy Stokes down the back straight into turn number 3. Final attempt. Stokes will pull to the inside of car number 9, headed for the start-finish line. The checkered flag, Rick Broadwater, 2nd career victory. In a new Oldsmobile race car built just this season, numbered car number 9 for the driver from Level Green, Pennsylvania. He's got a heat race victory to his credit this season, and he's about to climb out of the car. We'll give him a Motordrome Speedway salute for career win number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Broadwater. Rick, we have a Subway gift certificate for you, and I just found out on my way down to Victory Lane here that you actually have sort of a special connection to the Subway restaurant family that's sponsoring the races here tonight.
Actually, yes, I do. I used to work for Paul Hill at the Subway in Belle Vernon and Mount Pleasant, and I don't even know if I should say this or not, but I took his daughter to her prom.
All sorts of connections for the Subway family tonight. Rick, this is your second feature victory. Boy, both times you've been in Victory Lane, you have had to hold off one of the hard chargers in near photo finishes. Another tough night's work for you.
Yeah, it really was. On that one caution, I saw that Jimmy Stokes was behind me and Jeff Giles was behind him, and then we went back to green, and I don't know what happened to Jeff. I hope he's okay. I saw his front end was torn up pretty bad. Jimmy gave me quite a hard run there for a couple laps, and then it almost looked like he just let me win. You know, I don't know if he did or not. I really hope he didn't, because I get along great with Jim. He's a great competitor. In fact, everybody here is great. This division is one of the best divisions out here. Everybody helps each other out. You get a car that breaks a spindle or something, there's always somebody that has one that'll let you borrow theirs. As long as you pay them back, you know, there's always somebody to give some advice. To be honest with you, I'm really glad I'm here, because I wanted to prove to myself that that first victory wasn't a fluke. I asked Jeff Giles a month and a half ago if he laid back on me. He told me no, but I don't know.
Well, now a chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this second win.
Okay, I got A&S Indoor Pistol Range, Clearview Glass. In fact, Jerry Knoll from Clearview Glass is up in the grandstand somewhere, so good job, Jerry. Armory Locksmiths, Kelly Spring Valley Power Sports, Chairband Tire, and DW Lynn Garage. As far as my crew, I have to really thank my dad. I couldn't do any of this without him. I think the last time I was here talking to you guys, I forgot to mention his name. Also, there's a couple other people that have helped me out. Dave Martinelli from Martinelli's in West Newton, also Larry Evans. In fact, my dad called me on Monday and said, hey, Martinelli said, change this and you'll do better. So I made that change, and hey, thanks, Dave. I owe you one, I guess.
One more round of congratulatory applause for Rick Broadwater and his second career feature victory. All right, well, for about 3 straight weeks, we got a fantastic salute of car horns down the front straight from the American Flyer drivers. Tonight, they leave us hanging, if you will, as silence during their parade down the front straight. Richie Miller drives the 87, the 05 is Andy Giles. Driver of car number 7 is Matt Gardner, and outside of him, the points leader, Ed Deneen, in car 16. I assure you at next week's drivers meeting, we will remind them how much we like to hear those car horns down the front straight as we get set to go green flag racing. Tonight's 8-lap American Flyers feature, the Advanced Auto Parts entry-level division, and Aaron Minjock, the early leader, 3 and 4 wide in turn number 1, still 3 wide. .34 of Minjock out in front, but chaos happening behind him. Roger Bryant in the 12 car, then we're door to door with Richie Miller, the rookie in 87. Bill Oldham in the 5. Oldham from Connellsville, a veteran of this division, and the points leader has made contact with Gardner in the 7. Andy Giles plays a little bumper cars with him. The points leader, Ed Deneen, falls back several car lengths. Gardner able to continue on his way. No caution flag. Green flag racing continues. Leader Minjock, then a 3-car battle for second. Roger Bryant in car 12, the hometown hero. That's a Pontiac Sunbird holding off Richie Miller's Cavalier number 87. Roger Bryant, the only driver at the Motordrome Speedway to call Smithton, Pennsylvania his home. Miller, a 5-time feature winner in car 87, currently 3rd. Then Bill Oldham in car number 5. The most electrically painted race car in attendance with us each week is Oldham's 5. Oldham currently 4th in the standings. Miller currently 2nd in the point standings in the 87. Bryant having his best run to date, now hanging on to 2nd, while Aaron Minjock is blowing away the field up front in car 34. behind Minjock on the back straight in car 34. Your leader is the 12 of Roger Bryan. Bryan has been coming on pretty strong in recent weeks. Minjock's improvement all in once. Minjock became a force to contend with as he's showing tonight. Bryan as well in car 12 has steadily improved. Richie Miller, the 5-time winner, looks to the inside of him. Only 3 drivers have been victorious in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers this season. And of the top 3, Miller in car 87, the only feature winner. He has now cleared the 12 of Roger Bryan for the runner-up position. New second place car as we work lap number 6 of 8. Only 2 to go. Bill Oldham in the 5 car just behind this battle is feeling the pressure of points leader Ed Deneen. Deneen, who was nearly taken out in that incident in turn number 2 with the Gardner 7 car just a couple of laps ago, has recovered nicely in fighting for top 5 positions. White flag is now in the air as Deneen makes his move. It's Bryan in 3rd in the 12, Miller in 2nd in the 87, and then up front in car number 34, Aaron Minjock. So far this season, Minjock has won 1 preliminary heat race. Last season, he was 5th in the final point standings. This year, he's 3rd in the standings coming into tonight and will win the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers feature tonight. And collecting his first win of 2005, Aaron Minjock in car 34. Come on over here for you.
Oh, man. Get her done.
We have a Subway gift certificate for you tonight on Subway Night at the Races. Aaron, the first question I have for you, is this your first career feature win?
Yes, it is, folks. That's it.
Congratulations to you on that. You sure had to work awful hard for it. That was not an easy run for you.
It was. I just hanging on every chance I got.
In the last 4 weeks, you have come on so strong. Beginning of the year, you weren't necessarily a front contender, and here all at once now, this last half of the season, you're running at the front, you're winning heat races. Did you change something on this car that's led to this recent success?
Just might learn how to drive.
The driver plays a significant role. Tell us a little bit about this ride, what it is, and how you built it.
It's 90 Cavalier, 2.2. We're just trying to keep her running. Oh, boy. Never thought I'd be here, folks.
Well, now how about a chance to thank your sponsors and crew for this first career victory?
All right, let me thank my dad first. He keeps me out here every week. Thanks, Dad. This is what you're here for. Minjock Painting, my brother, the man, Larry Lent. Don't forget Larry Lent, Solvay Plumbing, Petticore Electric, AutoZone, Hummel Brothers. I don't know. I hope I got them all.
Well, from the way he's run recently, he'll have more practice in victory lane to recite his sponsors. Aaron Minjock in car 34, career first victory.